Bkfc 61, Mohegan Sun Arena, Uncasville, Connecticut. This place is going freaking nuts all night. I'm here with a monster, Pat Brady. Made his debut in the Bkfc tonight. You had an opponent change. You were supposed to fight Chris Gamby.
Yeah.
He fell out. You got a late notice replacement in Louis Rumsey. Talk a little bit about the preparation going in there, and did you have to change too much on a couple of days' notice?
I mean, first off, I'm glad it fell out, right? Like, Chris Gamby, I don't know him, but I only know what I saw based on his record. He had a couple amateur fights, nothing professional, and to be honest with you, like, I consider myself of a higher quality fighter than him.
Right.
And, I take what they offer me, but I was glad when I saw Louis Rumsey, knowing that he had already had 4 bare-knuckle fights, and I'm being thrusted right into a situation where I'm fighting a seasoned veteran, which is how I like to do things.
Yeah.
I like to fight. I want to fight the best. So when I saw Louis Rumsey, I was excited. He had fought Rico Rodriguez. He main evented one of these. So, yeah, I mean, he
main evented the very first one, right? Wasn't Louis Rumsey the main event against Rico Rodriguez?
I'm not.
And Bkfc won, right?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, look, I want to fight the best fighters, right? So I was all game. Now he was a different fighter.
Yeah.
Gamby was a shorter, lighter guy. Rumsey came in at 263. He was much heavier. I actually lost a significant amount of weight for this. I typically get in the ring cage around like 255. 260. I weighed in at 244, which is the lightest I've ever been for any combat sport.
Wow.
So, I felt good. I felt fast. I wasn't as technical as I would have liked to have been, but I still, I'm getting my feet underneath me for this.
Was the lighter weight on purpose? You wanted to come in here lighter?
Yeah,
You wanted to be
for sure.
faster?
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see it, the only reason I was ever heavy previously in MMA is because there's a cage presence where you have to press on the cage, do wall work against other heavyweights. Also, top pressure in the heavyweight division. You get on top of somebody, you can stay there for a while. But for boxing, I'm not losing any power with losing 20 pounds at all.
Yeah, nice.
Right? So I was okay with losing the weight, and I felt fast. So it was great for me.
You look great out there, and I wanted to ask you this now. You came from the PFL. You're coming off an injury. You're feeling good, I imagine. Right now, you're back to 100%. Would you say?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, so my knee is not 100% at all.
No.
Right, like I can't kick, I can't scramble, I can't wrestle. It's just not there. But I can box.
Yeah.
Right. So the push off of my back leg hasn't, it hasn't been something that's been a problem for me. I can still drive off of that rear leg.
Yeah.
So I'm totally okay boxing. And my knee's totally fine with this. So, I love MMA. I love that sport. But this is fun, man. I'm having a good time.
Everybody
This is fun.
says this. Everyone that comes over and tries it out falls in love with it.
Yeah.
So with that said, that's a perfect transition.
Yeah.
Are we going to see you back in? You want to try to get back in there and stay active with these guys?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, look, anybody who knows me knows that, like, I'm going to have to die in the ring. Unfortunately, it's just a part of who I am that I'm not going to stop until I get stopped, right? And I have to find out things the hard way, right? So until I'm fighting outside my class, and until I'm on my back looking up at the ceiling, I'm going to keep doing this. I was fortunate enough. I only got hit a couple of times in the back of the ear, no cuts, right? So
Hands feel good?
Hands are good. And if there was a heavyweight fight for me in the next month or so, I'd be totally okay with it. So,
you know that David Feldman they don't mind giving guys quick turnaround fights in this sport. Now, you being a Philly guy, are you familiar with Dave? Do you know Dave Feldman, or is this your first go-round with him?
I know Dave.
Okay. With
I
that
know
said, Dave needs to get this to his hometown, right? You need to be on a Philly card.
Man, I'll tell you what, a Philly card, a walkout at the Wells Fargo Center would be something special for me. You know, being in my backyard and having my fans there, and you know, everything that goes with that. You know, I've watched Flyers games there, Sixers games. I brought my kids to Jurassic Park events there. You know, where, and
so this needs to happen.
To walk out at the Wells Fargo Center would be special for me. So yeah, absolutely. Let's get that done. You know, Kunkel, there's been a changing of guard, to say, with the commission over in Pennsylvania, and I think that you know, there's some things to come down the pipeline for sure.
I love this. My last question for you.
Yeah.
You came out, you felt great, you look good. Are there any heavyweights in the Bkfc heavyweight division that you would like particularly?
All of them. Yeah, I want the best guys. Zach Callis looked great tonight, right? Like, he got a big win. You know, him and I hit it off pretty well in the back, right? We were in the same corner, and he was a really good dude. Like, he was open to, but you know, I'd be open to fighting him absolutely if he would fight me. And you know, Ben Rothwell, I'd love to chop that tree down. And you know, and then who's left? Mick, right? So, look, I didn't see anything special with any one of. Look, as far as I'm concerned, the heavyweight division, to me, it's not very athletic, right? Like, I come from an athletic background. I played football in college. I was a middle linebacker, and I like to consider myself one of the more athletic fighters in this division, in any promotion, right?
It's pretty wide open
in any promotion. And, you know, I got my feet underneath me, and I just knocked out a guy who has 4 fights in the BKFC. So, I mean, why not? You know,
let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? Every division in the BKFC is heating up. The heavyweight division's heating up. You named a few names there. I hope they get you back in there. Any final words for anybody before I let you go?
Yeah, I mean, thank you to all my sponsors, right? Like, they all know who they are. Apollo Pre-Owned, Executive Tree Care, Performance Meal Prep, Beck Roofing, right? Like, they've all been really good to me. Also, fellow podcaster of mine, Josh Frank, he has a podcast, Consequences of Habit.
Nice.
Great podcast, great message that they you know, that they deliver there. And, you know, I'm glad to be here.
I love it, man. Well, welcome to the BKFC. You look great, and I hope we get to see you back in there.
Yeah.
Pat Brady, victorious, BKFC 61, Mohegan Sun. Let's go.